Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School, Taif. I am Miss Bushra Tanveer. This is Social Studies class for grade 7. This is our 13th video of this social studies class. In this video we shall discuss chapter 14. Dear students, after today's lesson we shall be able to understand the text given in chapter 14. We shall be able to understand the MCQs, short and long question answers from chapter 14. Dear students, the heading of this chapter 14, National Unity and Freedom Movements. First paragraph, after the fall of the Mughal Empire, followed by the defeat in the War of Independence, Muslims lost their power and status. They did not at this time help themselves, as they rejected the education that the British had so belatedly set up. The Hindus seized the opportunity and, accepting education, took over all the important positions and the power in industry and civil service. Dear students, in the previous chapters we discussed about how the Muslim loses their power, and in the chapter we discussed about the spread of Islam, that how the Islam spread in Southeast Asia, and the zenith time for the Muslim in the world means that the time when the Muslims were in power in 19th century till 15th century, and later on the decline of Muslims in the world means that how the Muslim loses their power all over the world. And also in the previous chapter we discussed about how the leader reawakened the Muslims again, and in this paragraph, the first paragraph of the chapter, that the Muslim loses their power in Mughal Empire. In the era of Mughal Emperor or the Mughal rulers, the Muslim loses their power, and also after the First World War in 1914 to 1918, Muslim lost their power and status. Dear students, after that the Hindus controlled commerce and industry, and having acquired education got the best jobs. The Muslim on other hand were left behind with low paid jobs or as agriculture workers. They had unwisely rejected Western education and could not participate in the government or compete with Hindus. Muslims were not well educated, so that reason they lost their position in the subcontinent, and Hindus got these opportunities, all the opportunities in the jobs and in the higher positions. Dear students, in the next paragraph from the book, your textbook, we shall discuss about the different leaders or the great leaders whose contribution was in the freedom movement was great, and those leaders like Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar, Maulana Shaukat Ali Johar, Shah Waliullah, Allama Iqbal. These leaders had the great contribution for the unity and freedom movements, and Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was also a influential or the great leader. He convinced the Muslims, and he has a great contribution to encourage the Muslims for education. The Muslims had rejected after the War of Independence. He could see clearly that this would condemn Muslims perpetually to inferior positions. He also preached that science and technology means that the education of science and technology is very important for the Muslim. If the Muslim want to get the position or the previous status in the subcontinent, it is very important that the Muslim got the knowledge of science and technology, and this knowledge is not forbidden in our religion Islam, and also in the teaching of the Quran is not forbidden. And also Sir Syed Ahmad Khan tried to establish friendly relationships between Muslims and British to the advantage of the former. He was strongly in favor of education as he saw it as the key to progress. He set up the Anglo-Oriental School in Aligarh. He suggested that there should be separate state for Hindus and Muslims, and he also set up the school for the Muslims, that after the education the Muslim had gained the same status in the subcontinent. Dear students, now the first subheading from the chapter Jamaluddin Afghani 1838 till 1897. One of these figures was Jamaluddin Afghani, born in Iran and educated in Afghanistan. He traveled widely through the Muslim world and Europe, a man of liberal and progressive views. Despite a traditional education, Afghani believed that the Muslim world must modernize, and it was to successfully meet the challenges of the West. Dear students, the first great leader, he also had the great contribution to reawaken the Muslim, was the Jamaluddin Afghani. He was born in Iran and got education from Afghanistan. Jamaluddin Afghani also convinced the Muslims to learn new technology and science and look forward to a better future instead of only looking back at a glorious past. Jamaluddin Afghani believed in pan-Islamism, means uniting all the Muslims into a single community, the Ummah. He was strongly in favor of ijtihad in Muslim thought and in the interpretation of Islamic laws. He supported a parliamentary style of government which gave a voice to the common man and limited power of kings and rulers. Afghans called for national independence, and he was very popular or the famous leader among the young students, and his ideas was had the great contribution for the students on that time. Dear students, now the next subheading from the chapter Muhammad Abdu 1849 to 1905. Another influential personality was Muhammad Abdu, whose revolutionary ideas made him a leading Muslim figure. He was an Egyptian scholar who was strongly influenced by Jamaluddin Afghani, whom he had met during his stay in Paris as a student. Abdu believed that while the Quran was immutable in its laws, the social aspects of Muslim life needed to be reviewed. This can be described as ijtihad. Dear students, Muhammad Abdu was also a influential personality, and also he had a great contribution for awakening the Muslims. Muhammad Abdu was an Egyptian, and he was strongly influenced by Jamaluddin Afghani. Muhammad Abdu's views were very progressive. He believed in the importance of education for Muslims to move forward. He strongly supported the right of Muslim women to education, and in his university he made special arrangement for them. Dear students, in front of your computer screen you can see the picture. This is Al Azhar University, Cairo. Muhammad Abdu taught the students in this university. The students, Muhammad Abdu finally became a Grand Mufti and a member of Supreme Council of Al-Azhar University in Cairo. His influence was very strong, especially among the younger students. Abdu died in Egypt in 1905. And he was a great Mufti and also very famous among the young students. And Muhammad Abdu died in Egypt in 1905. Dear students, now we shall see the next subheading from the chapter Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar 1878 to 1931. Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar was a writer and a courageous journalist. Just before World War I, 1914 till 18, he started a famous weekly magazine called Comrade to awaken Muslims politically. In 1915, he published an article which said the Turks were right to fight the British. It was a relatively harmless article, but the British were furious and had him imprisoned. Dear students, Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar was also a great leader, and he was a writer and a journalist. He also had the great contribution for the freedom movement to reawaken the Muslims. He started a famous magazines, Comrade. In these magazines, he reawakened the Muslims politically, and it published in 1915. And in that time, he was also imprisoned due to some reasons in the subcontinent. Dear students, in front of your computer screen, you can see the picture of a building. This is Khalik Tina Hall, Karachi, where the trial of Ali brothers took place in 1921. He was tried over here in this building when he was imprisoned. Ali brothers means the Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar and Maulana Shaukat Ali Johar. Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar was released in 1919. He then started a new magazine in Urdu, Hamdard, which tried to give Muslims political education. He supported the Khilafat movement, which hoped that some peaceful agreement could be reached between Muslims and Hindus. In 1930, he attended the first round table conference in London with Mr. Jinnah, but was very sick and died the following years in London. Dear students, in this paragraph we also saw the great effort of Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar when he was released in 1990. After that, he started a new magazine in Urdu, Hamdard, especially for the Muslims, that the Muslim got the political education through this magazine. He supported the Khilafat movement. What is the Khilafat movement? Khilafat movement that they made us some peaceful agreement between the Muslims and Hindus. And Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar and Maulana Shaukat Ali Johar launched a Khilafat movement, and this movement was a great fact for the freedom movement. And in 1930, when he attended the first round table conference, he was sick and died in London. During his illness, he had willed that he be buried in Baitul Muqaddas, but he did not want to return to a slave country. He was buried there accordingly, means that according to his wish he was buried in Baitul Muqaddas. Dear students, that the Ali brothers, when we discussed about these two personalities, so it is very important that with them we also had discussed about the personality of their mother. B. Amma was a very popular lady. She was not only responsible for training of the Ali brothers, but was herself active in politics. She was also a poetess, and she was the great lady and also had the great contribution for the freedom movement. He every time stand by the other movement, other ladies who had the great contribution on that time for the freedom movement, like Fatma Jinnah and Begum Salma Tasadduq Hussain, and also he stood by these ladies for the freedom of the Muslims. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, 1877 till 1938. Allama Iqbal was the great poet and philosopher who perhaps more than any other single person apart from M.A. Jinnah was responsible for the state of Pakistan. He was a brilliant scholar, studying philosophy and law in England and then in Germany. Back in India, he practiced law and became the greatest Urdu poet of his age. Later, his poetry became a way of putting forward his religious and political ideas. Much of this poetry was written in Persian so that it would be widely understood throughout the Muslim world. Yes, students, now here we shall discuss about Allama Muhammad Iqbal. He was a great thinker in India on that time, and he was also a practical man. And initially, like Mr. Jinnah, he believed that when independence eventually came for the subcontinent, so it must be as a single nation, means that the Muslims and Hindus had the separate states, and Allama Iqbal was a person who gave the idea for the Pakistan. Dear students, about Allama Iqbal also wrote many poems, and his poems pointed to the glories of Islam in the past and miserable state it was in at the time. He called for reform and said that to be a good Muslim was not just to sit thinking and meditating about religion, but be active and do something positive about it. Now the next paragraph, he joined the Muslim League in 1927 when it had only 1,330 members. As the chairman of annual meeting at Allahabad in 1930, he put forward his dream of an independent and liberal Islamic state comprising the NWFP, Punjab, Sindh and Balochistan. When the British left the subcontinent, this Allahabad statement was the seed from which the present state of Pakistan grew. Allama Iqbal joined the Muslim League in 1927, and also in 1930 in his Allahabad meeting he also declared the concept of the Pakistan over there, and he put forward his dream as an independent and liberal Islamic state that will be Pakistan, and Khutbah Allahabad statement was the seed from which the present state of Pakistan grew. Dear students, Allama Iqbal was a person who gave the idea of Pakistan, and he was in closest contact with Muhammad Ali Jinnah, advising him on many issues. Allama Muhammad Iqbal died in Lahore and is buried there in the Bashahi Mosque. In front of your computer screen you can see the tomb of Allama Iqbal. It is situated in the Bashahi Mosque. Allama Iqbal died in 1938. Dear students, now the next subheading from the chapter, Chaudhry Rahmat Ali 1897 till 1951. In 1933, together with 3 other students at Cambridge University, England, he created the name for a possible Muslim state comprising Pakistan, Punjab, Afghania, NWFP, Kashmir, Indus, Sindh and Balochistan. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali had imagined a much larger nation than the one that eventually emerged, divided into 3 independent parts but united in an alliance: the northwest, including Iran and Turkmenistan; the northeast, comprising Bengal and Assam; and southern state, now Hyderabad in India. Dear students, Chaudhry Rahmat Ali was a person who comprises or suggested the name for our country, Pakistan. He was strongly in favor of an independent Muslim nation. He was rewarded in a way in 1940 when the All India Muslim League adopted his main demand for a separate homeland for the Muslims, and that person also had the great contribution for the freedom movement. Dear students, now MCQs from the chapter. Roundtable conference was held in Cairo, Islamabad, London, Bombay, The correct option is London. MCQ number 2. Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar released from prison in 1918, 1919, 1920, 1921. The correct option is 1919, option B. MCQ number 3. Dash was the great poet of subcontinent. Allama Iqbal, Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Johar, Rahmat Ali. The correct option is Allama Iqbal. MCQ number 4. Dash proposed the word Pakistan. Allama Iqbal, Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Johar, Rahmat Ali. The correct option is option D, Chaudhry Rahmat Ali. MCQ number 5. The Comrade magazine was started by Jamaluddin Afghani, Quaid-e-Azam, Allama Iqbal, Muhammad Ali Johar. The correct option is option D, Muhammad Ali Johar. MCQ number 6. Jamaluddin Afghani was born in Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey, Pakistan. The correct option is Iran. MCQ number 7. Jamaluddin Afghani was born in 1838, 1939, 1840 or 1941. The correct option is 1838. MCQ number 8. Muhammad Abdu was an dash Iranian, Turkish, Egyptian, Indian. The correct option is Egyptian. Number 9. MCQ number 9. Al-Azhar University is located in Cairo, Damascus, Saudi Arabia, Iraq. The correct option is Cairo. MCQ number 10. Allama Iqbal joined the Muslim League in dash 1926, 1927, 1928, 1929. The correct option is option B, 1927. Dear students, now we'll do the short question answer from the chapter. Question number 1. Who suggested the name of Pakistan? In 1933, Chaudhry Rahmat Ali, together with other 3 students at Cambridge University, England, created the name for possible Muslim state comprising Pakistan, Punjab, Afghania, Kashmir, Indus, Sindh and Balochistan. Question number 2. What was the will of Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar? During his illness, he had willed that he be buried in Baitul Muqaddas, for he did not want to return to a slave country. He was buried there accordingly. Short question number 3. What do you know about B. Amma? Answer. No discussion of Ali brothers will be completed without mentioning their mother, known as B. Amma. She was not only responsible for the training of Ali brothers, but she was active in politics. She was also a poetess. Question number 4. When did Muhammad Abdu die? Muhammad Abdu died in 1905 in Egypt. Question number 5. When did Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar attend the first round table conference? He attended the first round table conference in 1930 in London. Dear students, now we'll do the exercise question answers from the book. The first question. When did Jamaluddin Afghani think was required for Muslims to succeed in the modern world? Jamaluddin Afghani thought that to succeed in the world, the Muslims needed to learn new technology and science. He also believed that modernization was essential to meet the challenges of West. Question number 2. Who was Muhammad Abdu and how did he influence the Muslims? Muhammad Abdu was an enlightened Egyptian scholar who believed in the importance of education and also supported the rights of the Muslim women to education. He made arrangements for women to join the universities. Question number 3. What was Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar will? What did this mean? Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar will was that he should be buried in Baitul Muqaddas. This meant that he did not wish to be buried in a slave country. Question number 4. In what way did Allama Iqbal's view about the Muslim influence their destiny? Iqbal urged that the Muslims of the subcontinent should be united in a single independent state, roughly in the boundaries occupied by the present Pakistan. He taught that though Islam had been great in the past, it had fallen into apathy, and that the people should be politically active. Dear students, question number 5. Describe Chaudhry Rahmat Ali's contribution to Pakistan. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali was strongly in favor of independent Muslim state. He created the name Pakistan for our country. The homework: read the text given in chapter 14. Learn and write MCQs, short question and long question answer from the textbook. Goodbye.